Yerp. Great rising team, great rising. Hope everyone is having a good day so far. Good morning so far. What we're gonna do is what we usually do, go through every single pair real quick, see which ones are left, right? Which ones haven't hit STP yet, which ones haven't hit ADR yet, right? AU, we already know STP is already done, right? 36 pips, we did 36 already. AU's already done. AUD same thing. STP has been hit already. EA, STP has been hit already, right? And EA was a good one, right? EA, I believe last night gave us a nice engulfing candle. Let's see if it was respected. Yeah, I saw this engulfing candle yesterday, but it was too early, right? We're still making lower lows and lower highs. Hasn't given us, the change of character. Hasn't given us a break of structure. Right, we got a little inducement after this here, and then we went. So let's see if there was any entry opportunities yesterday. Let's see. We had red, red, green, right? But it's invalid. That red candle does not have a top wick. Very unfortunate. Would have been a good one. 15 minute, nothing on the 15. No. This is all good. Got the inducement of the lows. Well, we talked about, right? Only thing that was missing was the engulfing candle, but we had everything else in the lower time frames. Right? Same entry that we took on Wednesday last week is the same entry that was given today. Right? Inducement of the low, go back high. Inducement of the low, go back high. It's just rinse and repeat, guys. Rinse and repeat. EuroCAD hasn't hit STP just yet. It's been just consolidating, so we'll keep an eye on EuroCAD. Yo, EuroCAD is the one that's in peak high, no? Yeah, no, never mind. EuroCAD's in peak high. I'm not trading it. Right. EU still in the zone of consolidation, still moving sideways. We'll keep an eye on EU. GA already hit ADR for the day. GCAD already hit ADR for the day. Hasn't hit ADR just yet. STP has been hit already. We're missing ADR by a few pips. GJ, same thing. STP has been hit already. We're at the top of the 4-hour zone. We're at the top of the zone of consolidation. So GJ, I gotta wait for that break to happen. GU still has a little bit more to go, so we'll keep an eye on GU. NZD USD, let's take a look. STP 47 minus 33% is 31 pips. And for the day we did 28. US 30 still moving sideways, so we'll keep an eye on that. USD CAD pushing up. USDs are still stuck in the zone of consolidation. Gold just moving sideways for today. Right, so we'll keep an eye on that. Bitcoin moving sideways as well. And then oil is also moving sideways. I also want to keep an eye on the fact that today we do have news at 8:30 in the morning. So we'll have to wait about an hour and a half, right? So again, a lot of these pairs kind of ugly, right? Just moving sideways, not really giving us what we want to see. However, again, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the market wants to give us for today. Any questions, let me know. Any pairs in specific that you guys want me to keep an eye on or you want me to look at, let me know. If not, then again, we'll just be pretty much sitting here for a little bit, waiting for price to give us something. On the 5-minute time frame, we got lower low, lower high, lower low. Then price gave us a change of character to the top side here. So we'll love to see price give us a valid break, especially above the 800 EMA. So we'll be patient with EU. Want to see a break above here. Not really looking at anything on GU. We're sitting at those highs. NZD USD at this point, we already know that's already done for us. It gave us a retest. The engulfing candle. We'll turn that one off already for the day. We're almost at STP anyway. US 30 just gotta be patient. I feel like after the news is when I'll come back to US 30. I'm cold, man. Good morning, Mr. Albert. My bad, my brother. I don't know why the chat just popped up now with the message. How you doing on this beautiful morning, my brother? I'm doing good, Albert. I can't complain. Beautiful morning today. Got an hour for that 4 hour candle to print. We got nothing on the 1 hour, nothing on the 30 minute. Gotta be patient with this one. Price move during Asia London session on EA engulfing candles were somehow not valid and price did not bounce off the 50. Yep, I saw that earlier. Um, yep, there was no engulfing candle, right? The one engulfing candle that I was keeping an eye on, but it was just too early, was on the 5-minute time frame, which was this one here. But again, the entry was just a little bit too early, right? Price had given us the inducement after that. Um, yeah, I did say that earlier in the stream that this is the first pair that I went over. There was really no other engulfing candle. Only thing that we had, right, just so we could take a step back, right? We know we're looking for price to bounce off the 50, and didn't really have that, right? Until price gave us a break here, right? If you wanted to get into like an impulse entry, right? When we had a little retest here, but on the lower time frames, yeah, there was no engulfing candles. Again, on the 15-minute, if you wanted to catch a little impulse trade, that was pretty much the only thing that was given. But then, the question here would have really been, where would you have placed your stop loss, right? If you would have been on the 5-minute, it could have been the same thing, right? After the inducement of the low, you got the push above the 50, bounce right off of it to then continue. But then again, the good thing is that the 5-minute time frame, it wouldn't be too bad, but you would have a 13 pip stop loss, right? So wasn't a bad trade for those who were up at that time, right? 1 in the morning, I believe it was. If you wanted to really get into the 1 minute as well, you had lower low, lower high, lower low. Then price gave you the change. Then price gave you another change, right? And then price gave you another change, right? So you had the change of character here. No, it wouldn't have been a change break of structure on the 1 minute. It would have just been again the inducement. Once you got the inducement, you have price trending up. So didn't really have anything else. And then on the 1 minute, you had an engulfing candle here, but price never tapped into it. And then you have another engulfing candle here, but price never gave you the retest either. So it really would have just been an impulse trade on the 5-minute time frame off the 50 EMA. Price had a double bottom. Yeah, I guess we could say same thing. Double bottom on the 30-minute. Very similar. Again, we said this yesterday for the last 2 days as well after we took this trade. It's the same entry, literally. Only difference is that this one had clear everything, right? We had the change, we had the break, we had a 4-hour engulfing. This one was beautiful, right? We had the bounce off the 50 as well on the 30-minute. This one, not really, right? Yeah, we had the inducement. After the inducement, price gave us a double bottom, but same thing. It didn't even give us a retest, of the neckline to continue. This was really all just lower time frame. If you were watching it on the 5-minute, you took the impulse trade on the 50 EMA, it would have been a good trade. But again, the entry was given very early, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., so it is what it is. Regardless, again, it's doing exactly what it needs to do. So that's the good part. The bad part is that these motherfuckers want to move at 1 in the morning. And I'm not going to be up for that. That's for sure. chair is mad annoying. Good morning, Mr. Candle. Good morning, sir. Nah, bro, it is cold, man. Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a sweater real quick. I'll be back, team. I'm gonna get some water real quick as well. Give me 1 second. Any questions in the chat so far? Let me know. Any pairs in specific that you want me to look at? Let me know. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Damn, team, no questions? You guys got it like that? Alright. Let's take a look again at all these pairs. We still got an hour for that news to hit. For the most part, again, EU, we're pretty much waiting for price to give us a valid break. Again, price gave us lower low, lower high, lower low. Price never broke these highs until we got up to here. Price hasn't broken these lows. So again, at this point, that was a horrible line, but it's all good. You guys get it. If price comes down and breaks these lows, then we know we'll get that continuation back down. If not, we'll be waiting for the break of structure of the highs to continue to look for those buy positions back to the top side. Dude, it is so cold in this house. I don't know what's going on. Again, bro, it's the correlation. Excuse me. The correlation between these pairs are weird, man. They're all moving very odd. Right? USD CAD, USD ZAR are usually two pairs that move very similarly, and they're moving not the same, right? And then gold is usually one that follows them as well, and gold is going down, right? And the correlation between gold and US 30, we know it's opposite, right? If 30 goes down, gold goes up, vice versa. And right now they're moving pretty similarly, right? And the correlation between USD CAD and US 30 is opposite. And the fact that they're currently just sitting there, it's odd, right? That's all we could really say about it. It's odd. But again, you know, I'm a big follower of market correlations between different pairs. But aside from that, you have to ask yourself, you know, why is that happening? Right? And for the most part, every single pair that we're looking at, where are we? In a zone of consolidation. So already just understanding, again, the fact that we're in a zone of consolidation for a lot of these pairs, we know that we're in an area where the market makers are just trapping traders. They're inducing traders to get into a trade. Right? It makes sense. When you start looking at how the market is behaving, you always have to ask yourself, why is that happening? And once you give yourself the reasoning as to why, trading just gets so much easier and so much more boring. Because we already know, like, only reason I'm turning the stream on, I'm not gonna lie, is just for you guys. It's literally just for you guys. If you guys have any questions, if you guys have anything that's not making sense, right? Or if you guys can't figure out the reason as to why some pairs are moving, you have me here. Ask the question. Yo, why is this moving like this? Can you give me some insight? Right? On a regular basis, you guys have seen it. How many times you guys see me say, yo, there's no trades for today. I'm not even gonna turn the stream on. Only reason I'm here is for you guys. Right? On a regular day, I'd be at the lake right now, catching some fish at 7 a.m. chilling. Right? I don't want to have to sit here for another hour. Right? We got news at 8:30, but again, I already know today's not gonna really be a day for me to take a trade. We're still stuck in these zones of consolidation, right? Whether it's a lower time frame or a higher time frame zone of consolidation, like there's nothing to trade. There's really nothing at all to trade, right? Unless you want to catch again, if you want to go to a casino and catch a trade that's 50-50, that's a whole completely different conversation. But luckily for me, I don't have to do that anymore. I don't have to throw a Hail Mary and get lucky once in a while. I'm good with taking my trades. I'm okay with taking 2-3 trades a month if that's what's given. I'm okay with that. So yeah, guys, if no questions, mine, I honestly, again, we have news at 8:30. If there's no questions in the chat, if you guys aren't looking at anything, then I might just call it a morning. And that's pretty much it. Again, we have news at 8:30, but you know, I guess we could wait till 8:30. After 8:30, we'll be done if there's no questions in the chat. But yeah, it's gonna be a very boring morning. So yeah. Tell me to wait. All right. Just for Albert, I'll wait till 8:30. Check my DM, I got you. With this structure on the 30-minute, am I supposed to move my rectangles, right? So you can see that I still have mine pretty much the same, right? At this moment, the reason why I'm not moving the rectangle is pretty much the same situation that we've gone over for the last 2 days, right? This isn't really a clean break, and the reason being is because this green candle that would have given us the clean break doesn't have a bottom wick, right? So, you know, could you still mark it up to where price, you know, gives you higher high, higher low, higher high, and price gave you the inducement down here, gave you a lower low, right? And we could still say that we're trading between this high and these lows down here. We could say that. It doesn't really change anything, right? Because again, we know that it was just the inducement. Regardless, whenever price comes back to the highs, the reason I'm not changing it is just because whenever price comes back to these highs, I'm gonna want to see price break these highs over here, right? We need to see a clean break of this zone here. That was a horrible, horrible rectangle, but you get the point, right? So that's the reason why I'm not really changing this 30-minute. But again, it really wouldn't change anything. You could do either way, because price never gave you a valid break of these lows. It was just the inducement, right? And price never gave you a break of these highs. It was just an inducement, right? We're still trading in the same zone of consolidation. So if you want to change it just to have it more clean, you know, you can. But again, it doesn't change anything because you're still trading. Again, this is the same 30-minute box. You know, there's a very small zone here. You would use all of this here, right? So it really wouldn't change too much. And then again, same thing for the lows. But again, in a zone of consolidation, I'm really not gonna. I'm not gonna be moving my 30-minute box every single time we have just an inducement, right? Because we already know that this is the area where price is just consolidating. No problem, Mr. Albert. It gave us another change of character back down to the bottom. So. Oh, just gotta be patient with gold, man. Didn't give us an engulfing candle either, so really ain't shit. Just gotta wait it out. Yeah, but there's a bunch of people who do that. You know, there's a whole bunch of traders that I know personally that, you know, they make their money from trading, but it's again like what we've always talked about. Like, as a trader, you have so much free time. You know, some people, you know, like for me, for example, I don't care about going to clubs. I don't care about buying $1 million fucking car. Like, it doesn't change anything to me, right? It doesn't make me feel anything. You know, with that being said, you know, I truly don't really care about traveling either. Like, it's not something, you know, it's something I've done in the past. It's cool, right? It's not something that I'm gonna go this day and tomorrow, and it's like, nah, man. Like, I do me, right? So outside of that, you know, there's a whole bunch of traders who enjoy work. They enjoy what they do, right? They have a good job. They enjoy the work that they do in their job. You know, trading gave them the opportunity to learn different things. So like for example, I have a friend in tech who lives in South Africa. He's a trader. He makes his money from trading. He works his regular job in tech. Perfect. Right? He's doing what he wants to do. I have another friend who also works in tech doing the same thing. He trades when he needs to trade, when there's an opportunity, boom, he's trading. He likes his job though. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, you know, this whole trading community, and again, the reason why you don't really see me online, I don't follow people on Instagram. Like, again, it's just a whole bunch of nonsense. All these guys talking about, oh, you're a trader, why are you working? You shouldn't be working, blah 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 blah. And it's like, yo, like you guys sound stupid. We all got bills to pay. We all got things to do. We all have different motivations in life. Just because I'm a trader doesn't mean I'm gonna go buy a Lambo. Doesn't mean I'm gonna go get a house for fucking more than what it really cost. I'm not gonna be spending hundreds and thousands of dollars on jewelry and clothes that's made in the same factory from different brands. Like, I preserve my money. That's really all it is, right? And if there's ever an opportunity to make more money, I'm there, right? Like, that's just money makes the world go around, right? I don't care about going to the clubs. I don't drink, right? Don't really smoke like that no more. Um, I've never was a body to be outside. I've never went to clubs, like bars, like that shit is stupid to me. It's a whole bunch of low lives, whole bunch of negative energy, low energy, bad energy, And we see it all the time. When you're in the news, you don't see somebody, oh, getting shot in your house. No, you always see people getting shot at the clubs, at the bars, doing all this low life shit. I'm good. Why would I put myself in that situation? Right? Like, why? And especially somebody who has money. Why would I put myself in a situation where you understand human behavior? The only reason these people are out drinking on a Friday, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday is to escape the life that they don't like. The reason why people smoke weed and get high all the time, it's not because they enjoy their life. No, it's because they're trying to escape reality. So why would I put myself in a situation, right, to where I'm a fucking target because these people feel some type of way because they have to work a regular life and I'm not, right? Quote unquote regular. So it's, it's dumb, right? For everybody online saying like, yo, you gotta buy a Lambo, you gotta spend $40,000 on a villa, like, dude, completely different person here, man. Like, yo, if you like your work, continue to do your work, continue to trade. You make fucking $70,000 in trading, you make another $60,000 in fucking your regular work. What more do you need, man? That's 6 figures in a year. You're chilling. There's nothing wrong with working. Everybody, everybody's gonna tell you something different. No, you gotta stop working. All right, cool. If that's what you feel, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I'm not gonna change that. However, I will be the one to say, if you have the opportunity to continue to work, and you have no problem with working, and you also are trading, there's nothing wrong with that. Go fucking do it. Go live your life, man. Um, I felt offended when picked up someone who said he cannot do my job, doing 18 trips a day. Yeah. Everybody's different, man. Everybody's different. Something that somebody else might not be able to do, you might be able to do it, vice versa. It's all about living your own life. Everybody feels some type of way about everybody doing something, and it's crazy to me. I'll never understand that. Like, why do you feel some type of way about my life? Like, fucking figure out your own life, man. I don't know what to tell you. This shit's crazy. It is funny. But again, it's everybody's different, man. Everybody's different. Everybody's life motivations are different. The reason why some people wake up, is completely different as to why you probably woke up today. You know what I mean? So, that's really all it is. And it's funny, like recently I've gotten a lot of other people, who message me and they're like, yo, I can't wait to trade. Can't wait to start trading and quit my job. My first response is always, brother, what you gotta focus on right now, if you don't like your job, quit and go find something you wanna do. Because if you're just starting to trade, you're not gonna see no cash until maybe your first year. Maybe your first year. You'll probably be lucky and see it within 4 to 8 months, right? It depends how much work you put, right? And how much time you put into the charts. So, that's the first thing I always tell people when they're super excited to start trading. Yo, I can't wait to trade and quit my job. Brother, you don't like your job? Nah, I hate it. Go find yourself another job. Go find yourself another job in the meantime, man. Because the stress of trading and then the stress of going to work to some shit you don't want to do, oh man. Again, some people are good at using that as motivation. But for some other people, you're going to shut down so quick, you're going to be more depressed. Trading is not some shit you do lightly, bro. This shit really is not. Again, everybody's going to tell you something different. But the reality is, trading is not a walk in the park. If you're not putting in 100% of your effort and 100% of your time in this, forget about it. It's not even worth it. It's common here. They're always asking about your job. Yeah, I mean, that's common everywhere. I feel like, at least here in the States, that's just a talking point. You know what I mean? Everybody's always asking, "Oh, what do you do?" You go out with friends. "Oh, what are you guys doing now? What's your job?" Or if you meet somebody new, that's always a talking point. And again, in my opinion, again, I'm very different from a lot of people. Like, I don't know if you guys could tell from when I talk. Like, I'll give you an example of somebody in our class, right? Booba, evasive, right? For a while, he used to always feel some type of way telling people that he's a traitor. And I don't know why. Again, like, I get it, but at the same time, like, I get it, right? As a human, I understand that you might feel uneasy talking about it, whatever the case is. But it's like, yo, a job is a job. I don't know if it's just because of how I was raised. I don't know what it is. Like, that social media parasite that has people just acting stupid as fuck. I don't know if that parasite is in me or not. Which clearly it's fucking not, because people are crazy online. But what I'm trying to say is, a job is a job. Like, why do you feel some type of way about what other people are gonna think about what you do as work? Like, you're gonna feel some type of way because people think that you're trading and it's a scam and it's all of this. Like, let them believe what they want to believe. Let them believe what they want to believe. It is what it is. Like, that doesn't affect your money. It doesn't affect whether or not you make money. That's the good thing about being a trader. I don't give a fuck about what I say. I don't give a fuck about who I offend. I don't give a fuck if you want to call HR. There is no goddamn HR. I could say what I want to say. I could do what I'm going to do, and I'm still going to make my money. That's why I love trading. Right? But, again, it's the same thing with any job. It doesn't matter what your job is. It's still a job. You're still working. You're still paying bills. You still have bills to pay. It doesn't matter if you work one job or 5 jobs. You're working. You're hustling. You're doing what you got to do to survive. That's not your fault. It's not your fault that you have to do it. No, but you have to do it. There's no other way around it. It's a responsibility. Like, it is what it is. It doesn't matter what your job is. Like, people are always feeling some type of way about work. And it's like, why? We all do it. Everybody works. Everybody works. Name me one person that doesn't work. You can't. Everybody works. Everybody starts from somewhere. Everybody needs to hustle. Like, there's no other way to put it. There's no other way around it. You have to work. You got bills to pay. Like, yeah, I don't know how else to really say that. You know what I mean? Like, a job that might be easy for you might be hard for somebody else. Like, it really is that simple. At the end of the day, it's really about, yo, do you enjoy what you do? And that's where I come in. Where I'm different. Like, I will always say it. If you don't like what you do, stop fucking doing it and go find something else. There's always jobs hiring. There's always work to do. In my country, they think trading is a myth. That's everywhere, bro. I'm telling you, that's not only a you thing. That's not only a one country thing. That's everywhere. That's everywhere. Everywhere you go and you tell people you trade, they're gonna tell you the same thing. Right? Some countries harsher than others because of different experiences. Right? Which we're not even gonna go down that rabbit hole, because then people are gonna say, "Oh, you're fucking racist." Whatever, bro. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. But every country is the same way. You're gonna have the people who say it's gambling, it's 50-50, it's like a casino. You don't really know when price is gonna go up. You don't know when it's gonna go down. It's manipulation. Everybody has something to say about trading.
But again, it's just an opinion. Because if you ask these people, okay, why do you think that? Oh, I don't know. It's because of what I saw. I saw it online on Google. All right. Like, yo, how can I have a serious conversation with you if you're just talking out of your ass? Right? Why am I gonna feel some type of way about your opinion when your opinion is literally just that? It's just an opinion. It's not backed by scientific data. It's not backed by you back testing and figuring out, you know what, yeah, this is fake. No, it's just an opinion. You heard it somewhere. It's word of mouth. Right? And again, I'm not going to get into the next conversational topic that I was just about to say, but it's very similar. Like, it's very similar to a lot of things. This is what I'm saying. Like, sometimes you have to really turn on that, like, you got to put two and two together in a lot of things. Right? Like, I'm not going to take serious somebody or something that's word of mouth. Because again, we've all played that phone game when we were younger in school, in preschool, in kindergarten, where you're in a circle of 20 other students. You whisper in one person's ear. You whisper something, and then he has to whisper that to the person next to them, and he's saying something completely different than what the other person said. Right? That's the telephone game. And at the end of the circle, the last message that comes around is not even similar to what you said. Something completely different. Completely different. Right? So why am I gonna feel some type of way about information that you got from the internet, which we know is 99% false? If you were to tell me, nah, trading is fake because I did this, this, and this, and this, okay, cool, then we could have a genuine conversation. But if you're just telling me that it's fake and it's a myth because I don't know who told you what, how can I take you serious? So, again, Albert, that's not only in your country, that's everywhere. That's in every country worldwide. It doesn't matter who you go and you talk to. You're going to have 99% of the people are going to tell you that it's fake. So, again, those 90%, that 90 percentile of people who are still sheep, doing their, and again, nothing wrong with working a regular job, but people who continue to do the same cycle day in and day out are the ones who are telling you something is real or fake. You probably have to stop talking to those people. Probably got to cut them off for a little bit. There's a reason why they're still stuck on the same bullshit. But again, Albert, it's not their fault, man. It's not their fault. It's really not. And that's something that I had to learn really early on. Again, remember, I come from a background completely different than a lot of people. I come from the professional gaming space of the online internet. And unfortunately, the same reaction my parents had when I told them I wanted to be a professional gamer is the same reaction they gave me when I said I wanted to start trading. Oh, gaming is fake, it's a green screen, it's all propaganda, it's not real, you can't make money from playing video games, yada yada yada. Right? It's the same thing with trading. Trading's not real, it's fake, they're just stealing your money. Alright. Again, it's all lack of information, unfortunately. Again, instead of going online, we live in a digital age where you could go to Google and look up what you want to look up. But instead of giving me some good insight, instead of giving me a good talking point, you're just telling me it's fake because you feel like it's fake. It's the same way that people have conversations. Oh, the world is flat. Here, yo, again, you can't talk to crazy people, bro. You can't. Like it's just there's nothing else you could do about it. It is what it is. That's why I've always said, bro, like, yo, you guys just gotta fucking do what you wanna do. Stop talking to people about what you wanna do. You have a goal. Do your goals, man. Do what you gotta do. Stop talking to people. Stop bringing up your goals to other people. Stop bringing up your success to other people. Stop talking. Like, it really is that simple. I promise you, brother. The day and the moment you stop talking to other people about what you have going on your day-to-day basis is gonna be the day that you're going to be so much fucking happier, bro. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. But again, a lot of people can't do it, man. It's difficult. Oh, but I like talking to my family. Yo, but every time you talk to your family, there's always some negative shit. You like that? Like, alright. There's different things you could talk about. Steve Morrow just made a post. Every battle is won before it is fought. It all comes down to how you prepare yourself. Shout out Steve Morrow, man. That's why I don't talk much about myself. No, neither do I. People, they're always gonna ask you questions. My answer is always the same, bro. How are you? What are you up to, man? I'm doing great. That's it. I'm doing great, man. I can't complain. What are you up to, man? Oh, because people always got something to complain about, man. That's another thing. Motherfuckers hate talking to me because yo, I'm always doing good. I got nothing to complain about, and that's a fact. But again, my perspective of life completely different. As long as I'm alive and I'm breathing and my family's doing good, yo, I'm chilling. I'm doing great. I have nothing to complain about. Everything else that these motherfuckers got something to complain about, that they tired and work and too much work and this person is drama and this and Love Island. Like I don't have none of those problems, man. Thankfully, I thankfully I don't have none of those problems, bro. Because my life would be so much stressful. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm good, bro. That's why I always have people like every time people want to have a conversation with me, it's always like I make it about them, bro. It's never about me. Again, I'm doing good, bro. How you doing? What do you got to complain about today? Motherfuckers always got something to complain about, bro. Uber will be my cover for now, man. That's not bad. That's another thing. Like people love making fun of people doing Uber, and it's like, why? Like first and foremost, you're using the service. You're using the service. Like, why are you fucking making fun of me for? That's number one, right? And again, there's nothing wrong with Uber, bro. If you do Uber correctly, that shit pays. That shit gets a lot of money. There's another person in here that does Uber as well. He noticed, bro. It makes good money. There's somebody I met, from the UK. I think London specifically. What was I gonna check? Hold on, give me 1 second. What pair was I gonna check? I forgot. I forgot. We're still waiting for this to happen on. We still got 20 minutes. 30 is still consolidating. Cat is still at the top. Czar is still consolidating, going back down to the bottom. There was a pair I wanted to check, and I just completely forgot which pair it was. It's all good. It was Bitcoin and Ethereum. I remember now. There's a dad that lives in London, and he has two sons. They're like couple months older than each other, and all he does is Uber, and he put his children in private school. This is about, he told me, it's like $8,000 a semester, and there's 3 semesters, and for both of his children. So, and all he does is Uber, right? And it's like, yo, people don't understand. Like, money's gonna come, bro. You just gotta hustle. You gotta grind. You gotta do what you gotta do. Like, the money's there. And there's nothing wrong with doing no type of work. Every work is work. Every job is a job. It doesn't matter how much you get paid. Right? To me, you still, at the end of the day, if you really want to be disrespectful, to me, you're still a slave to the system. You're still working 9 to 5. You still got a boss. You still got a manager. You still got somebody hovering over you. It don't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you get paid 70,000 or 100,000. It doesn't matter if you get paid 20,000 or 60,000. You're still a slave. You're still a slave to the system. So If anybody makes you feel bad about what you do, just hit them with that line. Like, what do you do for work? Oh, I do this and this. And oh, so you're still a slave to the system. You still gotta work. You still gotta call your boss in order for you to have a day off. What makes you different than me? Because you get paid a couple $1,000s more? Like, it's the same shit. You're still a slave. Right? So it's again, you just gotta use your cards correctly. You just gotta know what to say and how to say it. Like again, and again, I say this again, nothing wrong with working. There's nothing wrong with it. Everybody has to do it. We all have to do it at one point. We all have to work. We all got bills to pay. We all got shit to take care of. Some of us have more responsibilities than others. That's okay. You still got shit to pay. And that was I was gonna say this too. Like that was always one thing about me too when I first started trading. Like, Booba had this problem too, where he always felt some type of way telling people that he's a trader. Oh, I don't know what they're gonna think of me. What the fuck do you care? Why do you care about what other people gotta say about you? Like, for me, that's a great talking point. Oh, what do you do? I'm a trader. Oh shit, really? I heard it was fake. Yeah, I mean it's fake, but somehow I made it work. You just gotta have fun with it, bro. Like life is too short to be taking it serious all the time, man. Life is way too short to be taking it serious. You gotta fucking just do it, bro. You just gotta fucking say what you wanna say. You're gonna have the open-minded people and you're gonna have the closed-minded people. The people who are closed-minded, yo, start making fun, make fun of them without them knowing that you're making fun of them. Be a smartass. Oh, you're a trader. I heard that was fake. Yeah, it's super fake, but somehow I made it work. What? Like, yo, I don't know how do you respond to that? You just gotta have fun with it, bro. Life is way too short to be taking it too serious, bro. Take it serious when you have to, lock in when you have to, but when it comes to people and what they gotta say and what, like, oh, I'm scared of what they're gonna say. Like, okay, for what? You're gonna see them once in your life. Like, you go out in public all the time. You don't see the same people every single day. You're scared that somebody you'll never see again is gonna say something that's gonna hurt your feelings. Like, okay, I don't know. Again, I might be just wired differently. Like, I don't care about none of that. Oh man, we got 15 minutes for the news. Wait it out. We'll see what happens. Nobody's online either, bro. Shit's crazy. Damn, man. I want to go to a Jonas Brother concert. When you look me in the eye, hey, everything's alright. When you're right here by my side, when you look me in the eyes, you can't have I found my paradise. Oh, shit. Yo, a Domino's blew up in Utah. Yo, that is insane work. That shit really blew up. Domino's in Utah exploded after a car crashes into the building. That's crazy. I realize trade locker looks slightly different in regards to numbers of pips. Yeah, yeah, it'll be different. Even the way the candlesticks print, some of them would be different. Just remember again, that's the reason why every server is different. Um, right. So like on Euro USD, the FXCM server is different than the Owanda server. The Owanda server might be different than the Pepperstone server. Same thing with Trade Locker, right? Trade Locker has its own server, so those candlesticks would print a little bit different. It gives 70 pips on TradingView, 700 on Trade Locker. Yeah, the numbers would be different. I mean, it's the same, right? It's still 70 pips, but the way that they measure it, they just add a zero behind it. It'll still be 70 pips. 70 pips on TradingView is like 700. Yeah. Yeah, again, it is the same 70 pips. They just mark it a little bit differently. It's still 70 pips. They just add a zero onto it. Sorry, man. You're hungry. Hey, man. I gotta do what I want. What Uzi say? I gotta do what I want. I think YouTube is deleting my messages. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. Alright, we got 3 minutes for this 8:30 candle to open. The news to hit. We'll see what happens. Yo. Is Steve more on X? I'm not sure. I know he's definitely on Instagram. Um, never seen him on X though. right? That 30 candle open gave us a crazy wick. All right, let's look at these pairs real quick. All right, so EU gave us a nice little push to the top side. So let's keep this on the 5 minute. Once again, we had lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, change of character here, higher low, looking for a valid break to continue the trades back to the top side. We have no engulfing candles for now, so we'll keep an eye on EU. GU already gave us STP for the day, so we'll turn this off. US 30, 482 minus 33%, 482 minus 33% is 322. We're still good. There's just really nothing to trade on US 30. Like, structurally speaking, we don't have any 30-minute lows and highs within this structure, right? We're still trading lower low between this high and this lower low down here. So US 30 gonna keep a very close eye on it. We'll see. Whoa, USD CAD completely fucking melted. Right, completely melted, and that was okay. Again, we understood. Why am I not looking for these buys? Same thing we talked about yesterday. Right, we're still making lower low and lower highs on the 30-minute structure, right, on the 30-minute trend that we have here, right? So the fact that we were trading lower low, lower high, lower low, we already knew that these pushes were lower high, right? And everybody who was trading this as, oh look, we have high, low, we have the break, I'm gonna get it on a retest, you went straight to stop loss, straight to stop loss, right? USD ZAR, same thing. Right, we're in a zone of consolidation. There's nothing to trade. Price would have went straight to stop loss for those who were like, oh look, we're at the bottom, I'm gonna get in a buy here before we have an inducement. Right, so ZAR is already done for the day. Gold is still just consolidating, still wanting to see price give us that break at this point. Let's go to the 5 minute real quick. We had low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high. Right, low, high. Then price gave us lower low. So we're still trading between this high and these lows down here. Alright, so we're gonna be patient with gold. Have a nice little 15-minute engulfing candle, but it's not a valid engulfing candle because the bottom wick, we do have a small bottom wick. Alright. We got 9 minutes left, so we'll keep an eye on that. Bitcoin is pushing up. Oil still in the zone of consolidation, so we'll turn oil off. Alright, so we'll see. We'll see what price does here in the next couple minutes. Damn, 30 is not going to give us an entry opportunity. What was STP? I completely forgot. 482 minus 33%, 322. Yeah. By the time we get here, this engulfing candle would be above STP, so we shall see. We shall see. I don't like the fact that news is pushing these pairs in the same direction. Once again, specifically pairs that move different or opposite. Let's see if we can get a valid break of these highs. I just seen ICT, the ICT guy talk shit about Steve Morrow. That's funny. Ow! I just hit my fucking hand with my table. Sometimes we got 2 minutes, so we can get a valid break from EU. We got a nice little break. We'll use our fib looking for a retracement between 23.6 and 38.2. But this is a very big move on the 5-minute time frame, so could be a little steeper of a pullback. Would love to see like a 50% retracement, especially on the 800. So we'll see how structure plays out on the 1 minute too. The fact that we do have a nice 1 minute structure as well. We'll see what happens in the next minute. We get that valid break. Right, US 30 at this point already hit STP as well, so not really nothing much to talk about there. Gold still in this little zone, man. Still in this zone. And then Bitcoin, yeah, we're still trending up, so we'll see. Got a minute and 11 seconds. Damn, price is not wanting to give us that clean break. Was good with that. Gotta wait another 5 minutes. Let's see. Man, bro, the fucking candle that gave us the break didn't even give us a top wick. Like, are we serious? Could you hurry up and give us the breaks so we know what to look for now? Like, yo, come on, man. That's crazy. You're really doing us dirty today. Yeah, what's STP? We haven't even calculated this today. 94 minus 33%, 62. All right, cool. All right, cool. We got a valid break, please. Take a look at these other pairs real quick. GU is still pushing up. GJ is still in that zone. US 30's pushing up. Good, good, good. You know, I would love to trade gold, man. Really would. The fact that we haven't done shit is crazy. Let's look at this real quick. So we have low, lower, high, low, lower, high, lower, low. It doesn't matter what we say, it's the same thing. We still got a change of character. Back down to the bottom here. A 1 minute engulfing candle. See if we can get a retest. We'll keep an eye on gold for a little bit. Oh, my back hurts. And then we will keep an eye on EU. It's crazy. See, I don't like what price is doing right now. Again, you notice everything is just rinse and repeat. What's price doing right now? Zone of consolidation. Zone of consolidation is an area in the market where the market makers are trapping traders, inducing traders to get into a trade to hit their stop losses. Notice how at the bottom of the zone of consolidation, price gave you an engulfing candle. Notice how price on the lower time frame gave you a bearish engulfing candle, right? This is already in the area. Just seeing those two things happen, less than 50 pips away from each other, right? It's this already tells you what you gotta see, right? This already tells you what you know is gonna happen. You're just gonna get trapped into these trades, right? Like, would have been a completely different situation if price would have given us, a change of character, break of structure back down to the bottom side. Then, we could have like a crystal clear, at least direction as to where the price wants to go. But the fact that we don't have that is just change of characters to the top side and then change of characters back down to the bottom side is just, again, the market makers just trapping traders, right? So I'm definitely going to stay away from these trades. I'm not going to risk, even though I was only planning on risking a 0.5% on this trade. It's just not worth it for me, man. It's not worth it. I'm not going to risk it. There's no point. There's a lot more to lose than there is to gain on a trade like that. So just gonna let price do what it has to do. And again, it's the common theme for a lot of these pairs, right? Bitcoin, we know we're in an internal shoulder, or we're in an internal zone of consolidation, but we also know that we're in an external shoulder, head, shoulder, right? So it's very easy. If price could come down to these lows, right, and it gives us an inducement of these lows, then we know we're gonna go right back to the top side. If it gives us a break of the lows, then we know we'll go back down. So it's just about being patient, right? Just seeing how the market is moving. It's very simple to just stay away. It is just, again, what we said earlier. You just got to realize, all right, what areas are we trading in? Once you realize, like, okay, we're in an area where the market makers are trapping traders, which are zones of consolidation, peak high or peak low territory, there's no point in even continuing to look at the trades. There's nothing left. So have to go, brother. See you during the isolation session. All right, Albert. We'll see you later, my brother. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I'm done for the day. If anyone has any other questions, any other pairs you want me to break down real quick and talk about, let me know. If not, then that's pretty much it. We'll give you guys till 9:05. On my computer time is 9:03. We'll give you another minute. Any questions, let me know. Any specific pairs you want me to look at, let me know. If not, then we'll be done for the day, man. That's funny. I don't know if anybody's still in here that cares about this, but we're talking about EA. And it's funny how a lot of these traders are looking for shorts on EAs. Very, very funny, man. Alright, since there's no questions in the chat, we'll see you guys tonight during the isolation session, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then we'll be back again tomorrow for the live trading session. Have a good rest of your day, guys. Peace out.